Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Let's do the whole darn weekend. Saturday, the 25th of April, is National DNA Day.
All right.
National East Meets West Day. I don't know what I'm talking about. National Hug a Plumber Day. Not this year, though. Keep some distance there. National Telephone Day. Use that telephone to call a plumber. How's that sound?
There you go.
Also, National Zucchini Bread Day. National Kiss of Hope Day. National Pool Opening Day. National Rebuilding Day, and National Sense of Smell Day. Let's see, April 26th, Sunday, is National Audubon Day, National Desertion Day, Help a Horse Day, National Kids and Pets Day, Pretzel Day, Richter Scale Day, Pet Parents Day, and from my home state, National South Dakota Day.
There you go.
All of these things happening on the 26th of April. It's a busy weekend, man. And I got a guest joining me here in just a bit. I'm going to talk with Jordan Wiseley from MTV's The Challenge. That's coming up in a bit. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Time now for surveys and studies and such, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. An NBC News survey found 58% of Americans back up the stay-at-home restrictions. So over half of Americans are going, yeah, it's a good idea. There's others that say, not a good idea. So do you agree? Do you disagree? Well, if you'd like to know more, I've got a link to this survey. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. A New Jersey man broke into an Old Forge funeral home last Saturday night, stripped naked, and then left a cold beer in a display casket. 30-year-old Ethan Palzano, charged with burglary, criminal trespass, and criminal mischief. They say he kicked open a side door to the Thomas P. Kearney funeral home. He smelled of alcohol when police were talking to him. He did not have a reason for breaking in. Then he said he just wanted to speak with his girlfriend. He was nude when he was arrested. He was stripped naked inside the funeral home for some reason, left his clothing on the floor of the morgue. It says here he rifled through the closet containing their chemicals. Not really sure if he took anything. They found a cold bottle of beer in one of the display caskets, and he rummaged through a car that was in the parking lot as well. So there you go. And he left a can of beer in that car.
Okay, I must have missed the beginning. Did his girlfriend work there?
Doesn't say anything about that.
Is his girlfriend dead?
Don't know. Don't know if he was just drunk and went to the wrong place. There's a lot of questions, and I don't have any answers. But this is what happens when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Joker star Joaquin Phoenix posted a Twitter video urging New York Governor Andrew Cuomo to release prisoners from jail amidst fears of coronavirus. Again, I don't understand why.
I don't either.
That would make any sense
at all.
So I'm like, talk about being quarantined.
Yeah,
that's quarantined expert level right there.
Yeah,
so
that's definitely a stay-at-home orders.
Yeah, I don't really understand why, but there you go. Sofia Vergara, you know who that is, right?
Yes,
Am I saying her name right?
I think so.
She shared a throwback video of herself in a bikini that shows her frolicking on a beach in the 1990s.
Okay.
So I was thinking of doing the same thing, but don't have any videos like that. This is really cool. This could have been our good news. Maybe it should have been our good news. Saturday Night Live. Haven't really been a big watcher of that for the last few years.
Haven't either, for
just
many
because
years.
We haven't really had the time. But one of the stars,
it's not funny anymore.
Michael Che, does the Weekend Update.
Yeah.
He's paying 1 month's rent for every tenant who lives in his late grandmother's New York City housing project. That's pretty darn cool.
Okay.
It's where his grandmother
nice.
used to live, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to do this. So, Michael Che, hats off. You rock this week, my friend. Thanks for listening to Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, your scoop of the day, and it comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. San Francisco police shut down an underground nightclub that was operating in defiance of a shelter-in-place order. So they had, it's almost like the 1920s.
I know.
But it's the 2020s. They had like these speakeasies going on.
Speakeasies.
It's like, hey, you got to sneak down here. You got to knock twice. You got to prove you don't have coronavirus. And then we'll
Prove you're not a narc.
let you sneak in through the back door. Anyway, that happened in San Francisco. Got themselves in a little bit of trouble. A Brazilian doctor says the officials are projecting a doctor's coat onto the Christ the Redeemer statue to honor healthcare workers.
Oh.
So the statue that stands with his arms out, they projected like a doctor's coat on him.
Okay.
That's kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
I've not seen. I've got to click the link and check it out. Hopefully
Yeah.
there's a video of that. Where are we at over here? Okay, a video of a pregnant Georgia woman who carjacked a news van with a reporter still in it and led police on a high-speed chase has gone viral. There's a lot going on in that story. So first of all...
But talk about getting the inside scoop.
Yeah, really.
A reporter.
The reporter's sitting in the passenger seat, so why are you stealing my van? Will you go on the record? You get video from the chase from inside the van. So I don't know. It was a news van with a reporter in it, and this pregnant woman just carjacked it and took off. So I don't know exactly what happened, but video's gone viral. Newly released court documents, I just can't read today, show that Jussie Smollett was in a relationship with one of his attackers. They frequently visited an upscale Chicago bathhouse together.
Oh,
so
interesting.
That is an interesting story that just keeps getting more interesting. And Jimmy Webb, the beloved rock and roll clothing store owner of Trash and Vaudeville in New York, passed away at age of 62. I believe that was about a week ago. Cool story, though. He dressed a lot of rock stars. He was the one that kind of helped them get their look. Everybody from Iggy Pop to Guns N' Roses. The list goes on and on. There's a lot of people. So when that happened, I was going to read the story, and it just kind of got shuffled in with my stuff, and I didn't get to it. So John Bon Jovi is selling his home in New Jersey. So if you're interested in a fancy pad, it's a mansion in New Jersey. You got to cough up $20 million.
Oh, no problem. We'll take two.
So that's it's a pretty. But you know what? I'll bet it's a nice pad. I bet John Bon Jovi's got a nice place there. But got to be a swanky place. And Las Vegas casino executives are planning new safety measures for blackjack players. Casino life is going to be different when the casino reopens. You're going to have to sit like a seat apart at each blackjack table. I've been to casinos where like people are smushed in there. They're going to have everybody fanned out a little more, even after coronavirus stuff is done. Well, they're just saying we want to reopen, so whatever it's going to take. If that means we need to make people stand further apart, we will do that. So there you go. That's going to do it for your scoop of the day. It comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Peck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to visit with Jordan Wiseley, and we're going to chat today about the challenge. And you said season 35, is that right?
Yeah, season 35.
How in the world is it season 35? Time flies, doesn't it?
Absolutely it does, yeah. Especially when you're having a good time.
So tell me a little bit, for folks that are unfamiliar with this program, tell us a little bit about this.
The challenge is the show that spawned all of the competition shows that you see now.
So this is kind of the thing that got it all started way back many, many years ago, right?
Yeah, 1998, the challenge first came out, and it was the first competition reality show for money, right? You've seen American Gladiators and stuff like that, but it's not a reality show. It's not for money. So we were out there, not me, as is before my time, but MTV was out there. They kind of set a precedent, and then Survivor and Big Brother and all these other shows. They came from the real world. They came from the challenge, and season 35, man, I think that is a testament to just the level that we take it up every season.
So now, how long have you personally been involved with the challenge?
Season 35 was my 6th season with the franchise. So in the 5 seasons previous, I'd done 5 shows, made 4 finals, and won the last 3 shows consecutively. So I showed up to season 35 looking for my 4th. That's awesome.
And I'm reading some info here. This says first-time cast members are called fresh meat. That's got to feel really nice, doesn't it?
Yeah. They even had shows. They've had 2 seasons before that. Literally, the challenge, Fresh Meat, and the whole show was half of the people are vets, and they bring them in. They put them through a combine, right? They gauge all their abilities, and then they let the vets pick the team, or it's actually flipped. They let the fresh meat pick the vets, and then they had to compete as a team, a vet and a fresh meat, player.
That is awesome. So, do you know how much the prize was back in 1998 and compared to what it is today?
I'm going to guess 100,000.
And how much is it today? Is
98.
Is it still 100,000?
Today it is not. It's gone up probably 10x. It's $1 million today.
So if somebody listening is going, hey, you know what? I think I could do this. I could probably win the challenge. They could become a millionaire if they actually did that.
Win 2, you become a millionaire. Win 1, Uncle Sam is going to take that dream from you.
That's always what happens, whether it's the challenge or anywhere. But if somebody listening would like to be a part of the challenge, Jordan, how do they do that?
So we've actually, it's pretty unprecedented. This year, for the first time ever, MTV has been hosting casting calls at Spartan races. They're literally actively going out and finding athletic people, because that's how tough this show is getting. Originally, and for the first 35 seasons, you could only be on the show coming from another reality show, right? Originally, it was either The Real World, or that was it. It was The Real World or Road Rules. And then they expanded. We recently expanded to other MTV shows back on season 27, 28. And then now we take Survivor champions, we take Big Brother champions, we take people from the UK, every show. So now it's open to everyone. And for the first time ever this year, MTV is casting out Spartan races. So they're literally, now it's anybody. So if you want to be a part of it, hop on MTV and figure out where the next casting is and enter in that Spartan race.
We'll throw all the information in the show notes for today. Jordan, thank you so much for taking the time to chat.
Hey, it was my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Again, the challenge on MTV, all of the information in the show notes for today at JohnandHeidiShow.com. Right now, even a little vacation would be nice.
But this one is going to be great.
This October, we're going to Cancun for a fun event called The Sands.
Hear awesome music from Billy Idol, Belinda Carlisle, Cheap Trick, and so many more.
This happens at the end of October, and when everything blows over, we're going to need a vacation. I hope you will join us.
We've been to this same event for the last 3 years, and it's so much fun. I wouldn't miss it.
Get all the information and get your spot reserved to join us at radiotravelgroup.com.
That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
This is a bizarre story. One man was, we'll just say, plugged up, couldn't use the restroom for 2 months almost. This was in 1965.
Yikes.
26-year-old Angus Barberi, who weighed in at 456 pounds, was put on a fasting program. And they said it wouldn't be ethical to conduct the study like this today, but at the time, things were different, and they allowed the doctor, William Stewart, to do this experiment on a strict regimen of multivitamins and minerals only, got his nutrients without eating a scrap of food.
Oh, my. That would
which
be
resulted
very difficult.
In nearly 2 months of not using the restroom. By the end of the year, he was 180 pounds. He started at 456.
Wow.
So, by the way, keep in mind, that wasn't a good plan. Yeah, he lost a lot of weight, but it wasn't very safe. So this was back in 1965.
I couldn't do that anyway.
It'd be really hard.
Need to eat.
Yeah, I like to. So a bizarre story, but it's today's kind of disgusting fun fact.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, a news headline from somewhere in this world, Dateline, England. Photo of a British man who beat the coronavirus after wearing a Buzz Lightyear-style helmet in the hospital has gone viral. Have you seen that video?
I haven't.
It's actually pretty adorable. To infinity and beyond. There's a link to it in the show notes if you would like to see it. And again, there's so many good news stories. We've got a good news story coming up here in just a bit, but it seems to me like we are inundated with bad news.
Right.
And I am going to make this oath right here to try my hardest to find as many positive stories as I can. I could use your help, folks. If you come across something that's good news, share it with me. I'd love to have more than one good news story a day.
Yeah,
we always end with one, but it'd be cool to sneak another one in somewhere. Coming up, we've got some weird news to get to. That's on the way.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. According to reports, a desperate family tried to sneak a dead relative out of their city in Ecuador by pretending he was asleep in the car. So video
What would be the point
obtained,
of that?
well, let me explain here. Video obtained shows heavily armed troops stopping a blue Jeep at a checkpoint, trying to leave the city. It had been devastated by the coronavirus. Military officers instructed 4 passengers to wake this person up. He was slumped between 2 others in the back. Well, he had passed away. So,
Did he pass away in the car?
no, he had passed away, and they were trying to get him out of the city.
Why?
Because they didn't want to just leave him there when they were leaving. So the 62-year-old man had succumbed to the disease, but they were trying to... They say that he actually died from a heart attack. So it wasn't coronavirus.
Okay.
So, but they were, I don't know. It's a confusing story. It's why it's today's weird news.
Yeah, that is weird.
Nothing about that story that's not weird. So everything there, I've got a link to it. If you want to read it and then explain to me what happened, that would be great. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Like many quarantined 20-somethings, a Florida woman and her girlfriend were passing the day online when a verbal altercation over TikTok allegedly turned violent, leading to a domestic battery arrest, which is not good. That's bad. It's a bad way to spend the day. According to police, 23-year-old Ashley Stoopy slapped her 24-year-old girlfriend with an open hand during the scuffle. And it says here the victim... the cops reported sustained minor scratches on her arms and legs. The women had been arguing over TikTok videos. When the dispute escalated, police said there was a video of a portion of the incident between the two. Stoopy was arrested on a misdemeanor domestic battery charge and booked into the jail. Police say that Stoopy and the victim had been on and off relationship for 3 years. And they've been, sheltering in place together, and apparently... they were at wit's end.
Well.
Yeah. Got a feeling that's not going to probably be a blossoming relationship. By the way, don't get in arguments over TikTok videos. Or any other videos.
Just don't watch TikTok videos.
Our daughter keeps sending us.
Oh my
It's like, have you seen this? I'm like, I haven't seen it because I'm not really watching any of that.
No.
Some of them are just plain silly. This is today's Moment of Duh.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Peck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it hashtag fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Ready for this one?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Fake news or Florida? An Orlando woman was caught on video shaving her legs as she rode on the back of a motorcycle. Fake news or Florida?
I'm hoping that's fake news.
Sorry, Heidi. It's a true story.
I don't know how you could do that.
She wasn't driving. She was just riding.
Well, even still, you got to hang on.
Yeah, probably not a good plan.
Oh.
But it happened, so there you go. That is going to do it for today's edition of Fake News or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news. I think this is good news. It's coming your way courtesy of hashtag gift card challenge. All of the details can be found at giftcardchallenge.org, which is good news in its own right, by the way. That on its own is good news.
Absolutely.
So a really, really cool thing that's going on there. And there's some really fun stuff coming up here in the next couple weeks that I can't wait to talk about. But we got to wait. But we do have this good news story. Here's a headline. Woman hands out hand sanitizer, vitamin C kits, blankets, and food to help the homeless. Woman in Los Angeles spending her free time caring for the homeless during the pandemic. I think this is really cool. Shirley Raines is spending her weekends handing out supplies to many homeless. 200 bottles of hand sanitizer, some oranges and lemons to provide vitamin C. She's buying hundreds of burgers from McDonald's every Saturday morning. She said, "We as a team are working very hard to gather up supplies for the homeless community." She put this on Instagram. "We will be hitting the streets again on 4/18. So that was last Saturday. Was that right? Yeah, it was last Saturday. So this story is apparently like a week old at least. The important items right now, she says, are hand sanitizer, face masks, gloves, warm blankets, tents, water, and of course food. She says many are still sleeping outdoors, so she and her team are providing blankets and tents when they can. So that's really, really cool. Got a link to the story, by the way, and it says if you'd like to help, let me look and see. It says we're letting people know as long as we're able to, and as long as the city doesn't shut us down, we're going to be out every Saturday giving more supplies. So I've got a link to the story if you want to read all about it. She had been featured in Newsweek magazine, which is really cool.
That's really nice.
It's neat. And again, I love it when people are sharing good news because, by golly, there's plenty of good news stories out there. It seems like they get ignored a lot, but we don't ignore them here. And if you find some good news that you think we should share, you can do that right through our website, johnandheidishow.com, or on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend, and thanks for listening.